Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Game of Thrones. We're finally back at the set, which is nice. The past two episodes I've been at my normal desk, but this time I made a special point to get right here, nice at the table and everything. So, last time on Game of Thrones we had Blackwater, mainly focusing on the Siege of King's Landing, where, sure enough, Stannis came and attacked King's Landing, and it was up to Tyrion, basically, to lead the troops into battle and defeat him. Because Joffrey ran away like a coward. The Hound ended up leaving because he was just like, what am I doing here? This is not worth it. And eventually, at the end, Tywin came in, I believe with the help of Loras Tyrell, and he basically won the day, and Stannis was defeated. We got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool action, a lot of cool speeches, a lot of cool green explosions, which were fun. And yeah, pretty great episode overall. This time, we're moving on to the Season 2 finale of Game of Thrones, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, before we get going, no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's stick to this episode and previous episodes of Game of Thrones that I have reacted to. And in terms of talking about the books, you are allowed to talk about the books in the comments. I'm not going to forbid that, but I would rather you be very, very vague about it. Don't let your comment solely rely on stuff from the book, because I'm not reading the books, at least not right now. I'm only watching the show. So with that being said, let's get right into Season 2, Episode 10 of Game of Thrones. Here we go.
These are your new chambers. A little cramped, perhaps.
He's no longer the Hand of the King. Which is weird. Tywin still has a war to fight.
I declare that you shall be granted the castle of Harrenhal, with all its attendant lands and incomes.
Oh, he wanted Harrenhal, didn't he?
From this day.
I have come to love you from afar.
Yeah,
Tales of your courage and wisdom have never been far from my ears.
Well, that's bullshit, but
And
she
those
wants to be the
tales have
queen.
taken root deep inside of me.
It would be neither proper nor wise for you to wed the daughter of a man beheaded for treason. A girl whose brother is in open rebellion against the throne as we speak.
Oh, now you're gonna let Sansa go.
I'm free to heed my heart. So
And
I will gladly wed your sweet sister.
Woo!
You will be my queen.
Alright, Bale. Is the Hound still here? He can give you a ride back to Winterfell.
My lady.
Keep.
My
Play
sincerest
cool.
condolences. He'll be able to enjoy you in other ways as well.
Oh.
But if he's not marrying me...
He'll let you go home.
No. Dang it. Dang it, we're both gullible. I thought she'd be free too.
I don't abuse them to satisfy royal whims or force them to abuse each other.
Yeah.
How do you know about that?
Because he's Varys.
You knew who I was.
Varys knows
What can I do
everything.
for you, Lord Varys?
That's Jaime Lannister. I wish someone had told me. I wouldn't have had to steal that pig.
If this is the Kingslayer, I think I'd know about it.
Oh,
How do you
Jaime.
know what a Kingslayer looks like?
He hardly knew me, or I him.
Yeah,
Love didn't just
that makes sense.
happen to us. We built it slowly over the years, stone by stone.
That's interesting. That's interesting since they're the most loving couple in the entire show.
And the only parent I have left has no right to call anyone reckless.
Ooh. Right there. Just shut it down.
Show me. Where's your god now?
Is Smoke Monster still around? What does he see? He sees something.
Thank you for explaining siege tactics to me.
So Winterfell is surrounded.
A word from my father. No.
He's done with you.
Send more ravens.
You killed all the ravens.
Yeah. Dumbass.
Join the Night's Watch.
That's true.
This man has taken the black.
The opportunity for Jon Snow to cut my throat in my sleep.
The opportunity to make amends for
It's
what
true.
you've done.
God, it's the first time someone's mentioned John.
Dead may never die!
Thought he'd never shut up.
Oh my gosh.
It was a good speech.
What is this?
What
are you doing?
Ah. Oh.
The king won't give you any honors. The histories won't mention you. But we will not forget.
Come along, Podrick.
That sucks, man.
Look upon one another and say the words.
Hey, good for him.
Father Smith.
Okay, something happy happened in this episode.
I want to be able to do it too.
If you would learn, you must come with me.
Where?
Far and away across the narrow sea to Bravos.
Huh.
My dancing master was from Bravos.
Bravos.
To be a dancing master. If the day comes when you must find me again, just give that coin to any man from Bravos and say these words to him. Valar Morghulis.
Oh, okay. Valar Morghulis. It's the name of this episode.
Please don't go, Jaqen.
Farewell, Arya Stark.
Huh. So he's the guy that can change faces.
Put on your warmest clothes. Pack as much food as you can carry and go north.
North's the wrong way. Their mother and brother is south.
We don't know where. There are too many enemies in the south.
Yeah.
Go to the wall, to Jon. He'll look after you and let your mother know you're safe.
Really?
I don't want to leave you.
Go north to John.
Leave you. Do it quickly.
Gonna just end it so he doesn't have to suffer there. The throne room. This is north of the wall. Why is she at the wall? Oh. Hey, buddy. And they actually have... It's him and Rhaego. Yeah. Oh. God, I love the two of them. He's not real. But your dragons are, and you have to go find them. I don't remember them being color coordinated, though. No shit.
They want to be with you. Our magic was born again. It is strongest in their presence.
Really?
And they are strongest in yours.
Dracarys.
Oh boy. They're strongest in her presence. You just said that. Ah. She is Dunyan Rings with you, buddy. Alright, let's try to fight. Or try to fight John. Come on. Ooh! So there was no plan.
Come along, Jon Snow.
Okay. Is he with them now? How does
Khaleesi, please. You said you'd never leave Karth alive.
Come.
Hey, stay down. We're done here.
Nothing.
Yeah. It was all a lie.
We can take the Iron Throne.
I'll bring you 1,000 ships. All that your dreams is within your reach.
Oh. Damn, girl. That's... Ooh, boy. Daenerys ain't screwing around here.
A small ship.
Well, that's just one bowl. One bowl in all of Karth. Yeah! Take all the crap. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. We're going to Westeros then.
If you step back and think about it, the thing about Gilly that's so interesting.
Oh my gosh.
No, truly.
Give it up,
The thing about
man.
it that I find so interesting.
Two blasted wildlings. You're not fighting them alone. Come on.
Wait.
3 blasts.
3. 3 means White Walkers. Oh, crap. There's a bunch of them, too. Holy crap. Oh, these are the dead. He's just moving on. He's not going to even bother with Sam. God, there's a whole army of these friggin' dudes. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah, maybe... Oh my gosh, that was an hour and 2 minutes long. Goodness gracious. Yeah, maybe Bran shouldn't go to the wall. Seems like a bad time to go to the wall. Alright. God, this ran so long, I'm gonna have to restart my recordings. One sec. Okay, we got some stuff, and I'm going in and out of focus. One sec. Boop. There we go. Alright. Sorry, every time I start a new recording, it auto-focuses. Boy, the exposure's really up, isn't it? I think I accidentally hit the exposure while I was doing that. One sec. Let me see the problem. Oh. Medium. Oh! Whoa. Alright, medium exposure. Alright, that should be better. Okay. Okay, God, I wrote down a lot of notes. Freaking, I've been writing so many notes, like a lot of Doctor Who notes, and now a lot of Game of Thrones notes, but, I mean, heck, I'm finishing up seasons pretty much all in the same week, so this is crazy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 notes we're going to go over pretty quickly. Well, quickly enough. So, yeah. Oi. Whew. 1 second. Alright, here we go. The first thing I wrote down was Baelish. So, I had forgotten that the last time we saw Loras and Marjorie, they were talking with Baelish over Renly's body. So I guess it makes sense that that Loras Tyrell or House Tyrell would side with the Lannisters. I guess obviously they don't want to side with Stannis, but it does make sense since Baelish was there and he's loyal to the king and the Lannisters, that they would end up joining the Lannisters because of that. So that's interesting. I wrote down Marjorie. You know, we got a little bit of her earlier in the season when she said, like, I just want to be the queen, which is interesting. And so, I mean, obvious to everyone but Joffrey, all that stuff she was saying about Joffrey, about how she's, gained this love for Joffrey, from afar and stuff like that. BS. That is not... She's just saying the right things so that Joffrey will take her as a wife. So, yeah. So, that's interesting, and it is interesting that Joffrey went ahead with it, and it does, okay, it makes sense that they would want, this noble girl who's not the daughter of someone who's committed treason. Granted, they used to support, House Tyrell used to support Renly Baratheon, who was taking on the Lannisters, but it's a little bit better than Sansa being the daughter of Ned Stark. So, that I get. Again, I've been saying this for so long, but poor friggin' Sansa cannot catch a break. I feel so bad. Because when she started to walk away, she was finally happy for the first time since the death of Ned Stark. She was happy. She was almost at peace with herself. She was so happy. He's like, okay, I don't have to wed Joffrey. It's like, yay! She's not going anywhere, though. She's not going anywhere because now she's just going to be a whore for Joffrey to beat and fuck everywhere, whenever he wants. It's like, dang it, you really should have taken the Hound up on his offer to leave. So, that kind of sucks. I wrote down Varys. We had that one scene with Varys and I don't remember the girl's name, but the girl that works for Baelish. And I don't know, he seems to be like, there seems to be like something going on. He kind of alluded to like he's going after Baelish or something. It kind of seems like he's getting ready to take on Baelish. So that'll be interesting. I wrote down Stannis because it does kind of suck. He put all this faith in the Lord of Light, and then he lost the battle anyway. But he did seem to see something in the fire. And it's interesting because, he really had basically a test of faith right there. Excuse me. He basically had a test of faith right there with Melisandre, which is the first time we've seen her since she gave birth to the smoke monster, basically. And, so yeah, like this, he is basically going through a test of faith because he lost so many men in horrific ways. But he still has a plan. Stannis is still in this somehow. And I don't know how. I don't know, because, I've always said that he has been at horrible odds. And his odds got a little bit better when he took some of Renly's men, but again, he's back at his horrible odds, and I don't know how Stannis can truly win this. Did he have a vision of the White Walkers, maybe? Ooh, that would be interesting. What if the vision he saw in the fire was the White Walkers? And we'll talk about this a bit more, but I assume that we're going to have to put aside this war to deal with the White Walkers. I assume, winter is coming, but yeah. So, that's all interesting. Theon and the Ironborn. I do feel a little bad for Theon because of the whole, he was taken prisoner, basically, by the Starks, held captive at Winterfell. But still, that, I don't know. I guess I get it. I've said before that he has no motivation, but okay, he has no motivation to really follow his father. Okay, I guess he does, because he's trying to prove himself to his father so that his father will love him. And he does have, the whole thing of being a prisoner of the Starks, but still, honestly, it feels like he should just be out for himself. Like, he shouldn't be doing this for anyone else. He should just be doing this for himself. So there's that. And then, I thought we were going to have this great speech, and they all go out, and, maybe they die, but they fought anyway. And it's like, no, the Ironborn are just thwack him, knock him out. We're getting out of here after we sack the city. Which sucks. Winterfell is gone. I mean, the infrastructure is still there, but everything has been taken from Winterfell. Which sucks, and I don't understand, because they said there were 20 Ironborn men there. There were 500 men outside of Winterfell. How did they not get in? And also, okay, so they sacked Winterfell and left. Why was no one else there? Where was everyone else? There's no way they could have killed that many men. There were some dead people in the streets, but how did they kill that? I don't know. How is it that there were not more people there with Bran and with Rickon? Rickon? Some of you guys said it's actually Rickon and not Rickon. I don't know. But yeah, so there's that. I wrote down Tyrion and Bronn. Poor Bronn. He lost his freaking City Watch position. That does suck. And it also sucks for Tyrion that his family is not giving him anything. Cersei obviously hates Tyrion. Joffrey I don't think likes him, but Joffrey doesn't really have any reason to hate his uncle. Tywin, I don't know why Tywin... I'm not sure why through all of this that all of the credit is going to Tywin, basically. But, I guess I get it and I don't get it at the same time. That's basically how I can describe it. I get it and I don't get it. It's like, no, some of this does need to go to Tyrion. But the history books will say King Joffrey was there until he was able to be aided by his grandfather, Lord Tywin. They're not going to say anything about, Joffrey leaving the battlefield and leaving Tyrion in charge, so that sucks. Robb, interesting stuff with Robb. That was a great scene with Catelyn, and him just telling her off completely, basically. And then him marrying the girl whose name I don't remember yet. So that's nice. It's nice that they have an actual happy, loving relationship. I do wonder if it's not going to work out, though. Because, because we had the whole thing of, because Ned and Catelyn, were not in love when they first married, but it eventually grew over time, and she was like, and that's why it lasted so long. Whereas with Robb, he's really rushing into things, doesn't know her all that well, and says he's in love. So yeah, I'm wondering if it's not gonna last like if I can think, like Catelyn said. Braavos, we got that with Jaqen. So an interesting thing, it's across the Narrow Sea, so it must be in Essos. Essos? I'm gonna say Essos. So if that's interesting, and Arya wants to be able to do what Jaqen does, which is interesting, and I do like that. But so yeah, that's interesting that she might have to go across the Narrow Sea to get there and meet up with him and train, I guess. So yeah, that might take a while though, and I'm not sure why she's not just... Well, okay, she said that she's not going because she needs to get back with her family. Her sister is still in King's Landing. She needs to get back with Robb and Catelyn and Bran and Rickon. So there's that. Jaqen. Okay, so we heard in the first season from it was in the scene with Viserys and whatever girl he was banging, and they talked about like a man who could change his face like normal men change their clothes, basically. So that is Jaqen. But Jaqen was just the particular name he was using. And so with each face, he changes his name. So that's really interesting. Yeah, so I guess, we can keep bringing him back, and kind of like the Doctor, we can just keep getting different actors if we need them. So that's kind of nice. And it's good that, he changes his name with every face, but you can still find him by saying, what was it, Valar Morghulis? I think that was it, which was also the title of this episode, I noticed. Bran and Jon, I wrote that down. First off, we lost Master Luwin, or Maester Luwin. It's like, dang it, I like that guy, which I say that almost every time a character dies, but yeah, it happens. This is the show of death, basically. Like that's the alternate title to Game of Thrones, is Show of Death, basically. So, sucks that he died, and sucks that he went out by just being stabbed by that one random Ironborn guy. So, that sucks, but I like the idea of sending Bran to the Night's Watch. Is like, the Night's Watch, and particularly he says, Jon will take care of you. Which is interesting, like, of all the people, and this is, the first time, this is the first episode that any character outside of the Night's Watch story has acknowledged Jon. Pretty much. With the exception of, with some exceptions of, talking about, Ned Stark's bastard or something like that. But this is, it's a little weird. This is one of the only times that a character actually has mentioned Jon. So, I like that, and we got that twice, basically, because Luwin told Theon to go north to the Wall, join the Night's Watch, and he was like, what, so Jon Snow can kill me? No. But I do like that, who is the only person that they know can take care of Bran and Rickon, and that would be Jon. Unfortunately, this is bad timing with the whole White Walker scenario. And Jon's not even at the Wall anymore. He's gone north, so... I wrote down Dany's visions. That was pretty cool. With, it was cool seeing, I guess just, her greatest desires, maybe? That's the only way that's the way I interpret it. That these are her greatest desires. The first is the Iron Throne. And the second is actually Khal Drogo and Rhaego. So, yeah, I really like that, having the visions of them. That was pretty cool. Dracarys, I wrote that down. It's nice that she can just talk to her dragons now, and they understand it, and they just burn that dude alive. Because, that's, the biggest, duh thing. It's with your dragons, when we are near your dragons, our magic is more powerful. And when your dragons are near you, they are more powerful. It's so they can get free. Duh, they're more powerful now. So all they need to do is spit some fire at you. So I did like that. That whole House of the Undying thing, scenes, basically, those were really good, and I did like that. And I like, at the end, we're going to Westeros. Now, I don't know if it's exactly in the next season or not, but wow, she got all the riches she needed. It's just picking up a bowl. She was like, can we buy a ship with this? And he's like, yeah, well, we can buy a small ship. But with one bowl, that's all you need. They have the entire city of Karth. And and leaving Zorro and the girl in that in there. Ooh, that is Man, Daenerys ain't screwing around. I love that. I will go on record and say Daenerys is my favorite character, like hands down. I love her. She's just so awesome. I wrote down Jon. Jon. Okay, I'm confused. So, Jon and Corran get captured. Corran was actually... I thought they were doing a plan to escape, but Corran actually did, keep getting mad at Jon until eventually Jon killed him. And now they think that Jon is cool, so they, cut off his bindings, and they're going to take him to the true king in the north. What? I think I missed something. So, yeah, I think I missed a couple things there. You may need to fill me in the comments below. Obviously, no spoilers. Don't spoil anything for the future seasons, but if there's anything I missed just from this episode, you guys can let me know. So, yeah. And then the last thing I wrote down was the White Walkers. Interesting that the White Walker let Sam go, basically. And I guess there was only one White Walker. The rest were all just, the revived corpses. But that was definitely a friggin' White Walker, which is awesome. And I don't know, I guess the next season about the White Walkers? Wouldn't that be so cool? Who knows? Again, don't spoil me if it is, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go with the White Walkers, because they're kind of out of nowhere. We have this whole intricate plot about these, all these kings that are fighting, and eventually we're going to get Daenerys in here, and she's going to start fighting to get the throne. And then we just have the White Walkers. They're just coming in to, attack or something. I don't even know what they're going to do. So, yeah. But that's everything I wrote. So, that could have been better. But yeah, that's basically it. Overall, Season 2 was really good. Is it as good as Season 1? I'd say probably on par with Season 1. Season 1 was really great. Yeah. I don't know. This isn't really a show where you can be like, well, which season was better? It's like, well, they're all the same continuing story. So I don't think it's really fair to judge, which season is better. But from what I can tell from this season and last season, episode 9 does seem to be the climax of each season. And episode 10, despite being a season finale, does sort of seem to be, okay, now let's look at this, falling action, basically. So, yeah, but that's basically it. And I can't wait to get into Season 3 of Game of Thrones. I may actually have that penned in to be one of those extra releases. I don't know. I guess you'll find out. So stay tuned as I get on to Season 3. And here, you know what? Just to make this all nice and dramatic, let's put away Season 2. I guess I ought to get the DVD out. I didn't think of that. Man, I want to do this like nice. We're putting away the thing because we're done with this season, so we're gonna put it away. God, okay, there we go. Okay, back we are. All right, let me get this in. I don't know why I'm doing this, honestly. Just this nice little. Is that not how you put that in? That might not be how you put it in. Well, hopefully it's good. Let's slip that back in here. Yeah. And you know what? Hold on. Now I want to get Season 3. This was not a great idea. Alright. Next time on Game of Thrones, we will start off Season 3. I'm not really gonna look at this because I'll keep it out. Not really gonna look at that in case there's not really spoilers on there. So yeah, next time. I've been dragging this out way too long. I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Game of Thrones reactions, You can click on the playlist. You can subscribe if you haven't done that already. You can support me on Patreon, and you can follow me on social media. Links below in the description. See you guys later.